Recording. So, last where we left off on the Meddlers of Mischief. The party continued on their way through the sea after docking at a storm at an island that they found in the middle of a storm, and to repair the ship from the Goblin pirates. Um, Shortly after the day after the next day, they were attacked by some giant octopi that decided to come up onto the boat for a meal. They were able to one got it was able to eat and kill and eat a crew member and escape into the ocean. God damn it.
Rip, pirate.
They weren't pirates, they were bandit sailors.
Shut up. After that, the continuing way, you guys encountered Stig, deciding to fish again, fished up a dragon turtle.
I am the best fisherman.
That's a big hook.
Using
Yeah, I landed that sucker.
using
What
the
were you
tuna.
fishing with? Like a shark?
I
As bait?
think I was fishing
think
with the tuna.
Yep,
The rest of the other
I think
half
it was.
tuna.
I think it was attracted because we were fishing with Nix at one point.
You were using Nyx at one point, but it was the tuna. It was the Stig's tuna that hooked the dragon turtle.
Nix, did you shape change into something to be bait?
She did at one point become an octopus in the water.
That's cool.
But after some decide not to fight the creature, the crew decided to bribe it with the treasure that was taken from the Goblin pirates, avoiding uncertain calamity. The next evening, however, while the crew and the party was asleep, a hag snuck upon board and tried to steal Caradwin's earring. She's claiming,
Like out of her ear?
yep, claiming that she needed it for herself, for protection, for the depths below. The
Wait, were we on land?
No,
Or did this hag come out of the water?
the hag came out of the water, climbed up on the boat through a porthole, went to Caradwin and took her earring out of her ear. But Caradwin woke up with the earring in her hand, and the group was successfully able to dispatch of the hag quickly. Now wondering why this hag needed Caradwin's earring for herself. The following couple days after that, you guys finally make it to the continent of Edox, Azin's homeland, and where you guys pick up at the port city. So you guys have just docked and
Are we represented by Bucky?
yes, but that Bucky is the group.
So we never figured out what that hag said was under the water that needed to be addressed with the earring?
No, she just said I needs it and tried to escape with the earring, but the group killed her before.
Did we find out why Caradwin's earring is special? I don't. What's special about your earring?
You can. Why don't you can ask that right now.
Could
Oh.
say you interrupt when Galliford is talking to Caradwin about that, because Galliford was the one who commissioned the earrings for her and myself.
Oh, well, I would probably know that, wouldn't I? Or did you do that before I met the group?
They got these earrings or the ring of mind shielding before Zen joined the group. This is way back when Aiden was still in the group, I think.
Okay.
This was near the beginning of the entire campaign.
I would be curious then, and I would have asked Caradwin what was so special about your earring that drew this creature onto our ship.
It is quite interesting that she even knew you had the earring on, now that I think about it, considering it's invisible when it is on us, as I flick at a spot where mine is on my ear.
Does it radiate magic and under a detect magic spell?
It would.
Well, then maybe the hag had some ability to sense magic and the type of it. But I did not know your earrings were magic. What do they do?
They're meant to protect us from anything invading our lives, telepathically or magically related.
So there could be something under the waves that takes over creatures' minds. And
As
the
a
hag.
matter of fact, we were actually told that one of the old gods that are similar to the things we've been facing is in the deep depths of the ocean being guarded by Tiamat.
And if you guys do remember, it seemed like she carved protective runes on her body as you guys were examining the corpse.
Well, at least she won't have to worry about her mind being taken over since, we killed it. So, we set her free from that concern.
Yes, but if she was fearing it, it makes me wonder if Tiamat's power is dwindling, keeping the creature at bay.
It could be. Hopefully, whatever that hag feared doesn't make its way to the surface and start wreaking havoc. Or if it does, it should go north and wreak havoc there and not here in my beautiful homeland. Welcome to the continent of... What's my continent's name again?
Edox.
Edox.
Welcome to Edox and the glorious port city of Hadba Shamali, where the sun is always shining.
So, Zin, you're already in your native clothing wear, so you're comfortable in this. However, everybody else is a little hot, and it's getting,
And it's very bright.
It is very bright, and yes, the sun is out. It's very hot and bright.
As it should be.
I tip my hat low to shield my eyes a little bit, and then I pull out that fan I purchased.
You guys
I swear, Zin, how can you stand this heat?
I wear clothing that soaks up my sweat, and then my sweat keeps me cool.
You guys also see various. This is a port city, and you guys see various races of creatures and people. You see very elves, Eladrin, some Eladrin, very few though. They're getting on a boat, getting ready to leave themselves. Half orcs, dragonborn. Is a plethora of creatures. And they're all, you can tell most of the native people here, like Xander, have darker skin, and they're wearing lighter clothing, very breathable. Some of them are very, let's say, exotic. You can see through, especially on the women. Some even women don't even have a shirt on. I have actually researched ancient Egyptian clothing, so they're wearing. They're wearing clothing fit for this land.
Well, at least the view's nice.
It is nice. Are there pyramids here? Are the structures similar to that, or
the structures are very, if you guys would Egyptian, but off in the distance though you do see pyramids, ancient tombs. This is a very touristy Zen. People come here to go visit the pyramids or go enjoy the riches of this land.
at least these pyramids? There are some that are cursed and no one goes to.
Yes, these pyramids are very, the ones that you can see nearby are very are guarded, and they're there are ancient ruins out in the desert that people go find, that adventurers and archaeologists go and search for treasure in history. There have been people have yet not returned from their endeavors.
These particular pyramids have already been run through by tomb robbers centuries ago.
Stig will immediately go to Caradwin and kind of snap her out of her gold goggles, and he goes, let's stay focused. We have a job here before we go gallivanting on unknown, undiscovered secret vaults. Isn't that right, Caradwin?
Yes, we have a job, and the money and opportunities for magical advancement will not make me waver.
Connor,
So we are trying to track down. Do we know the name of the ship that we were following?
you do not, but you could definitely try to ascertain that information.
Yes. We're going to see if we can discover. Because I believe we did our research, and they should have made this port as
Yes.
well.
So maybe there's a harbor master we can talk to and see if if they know something about the ship. I thought we knew something about the ship. We don't know anything about it.
You know that it left from the city of Aeolipoli and it was heading toward this city, and it had a week ahead of you.
Okay, so we know that they probably made port a week or so ago. So yeah, I thank the captain
Captain
for
Nardo.
their brave voyage, helping us across the ocean, and apologies for your lost crew member. But it goes with the job. And I shake his hand, and
Not a problem, miss. And if you ever need any more of my services, don't be afraid to ask. But however, this is where our contract ends for now, unless you wish to hire.
I
How
mean-
long will you be docked here? Sorry, Zen.
that's okay.
Uh,
I'm generally going to ask the same thing.
as long as it takes, but
As long as what takes.
and he bows his head and goes back onto the ship.
He keeps his business to himself, that one. Yeah, well, hopefully if he's here when we find Aiden, he can...
If he's still here when we need him, we'll hire him again. Else,
Yeah, he can take all
That's
you back
the
home.
bricks.
We should probably be prepared to pay more on the return trip then.
Let's work on the return trip when we're planning on returning.
I mean, technically, you can't get more. We didn't actually pay him anything to come over here. The professor did.
Yes.
So just to be clear, you're saying we should expect to pay more than free. Got it.
Yep. Now let's see what we can figure out about Aiden. And something tells me we might have to procure a change of clothes as well.
Oh, most definitely. I can feel myself cooking already.
Yeah, you guys again, except for Zen, are sweating.
That's a good thing. I'll tell them that they want to sweat. The sweat will help cool you off. But I would like to find the harbor master, and perhaps he keeps a record of ships that make port here.
Okay. You're kind of asking around, looking for the harbor master and just asking in general. Give me an investigation check.
I would be happy to.
What would you think? I was going to ask if we should split where half the party goes and procures some provisions and maybe some clothing. But I don't know if we want Zin to pick out our clothes for us.
Zen, you find out that the name of the ship that actually came from Vermoda from Aeolipoli is the ship in the name is called Gloomspite.
Gloom spite? Like in spite of gloom? Gotcha. And who was the captain of the Gloom spite?
You were unable to get the name of the captain, but you were able to find out the name of the ship.
Okay. Gloomstalker. Well, yeah, I would be happy to help you guys shop for clothing if you need my advice.
Do we get any more information about the Gloomspite?
I was going to ask, maybe after you guys got more comfortable, we could go to an inn or a tavern and see if any of the sailors off the Gloomspite have stayed here.
Do we know if the Gloomspite is still in port?
Oh, that's a good question.
With your 10s in, you would, after finding out the name of the ship, you would have gone to investigate, and yes, the ship is still in port.
Oh. Okay. What luck. That's fantastic. I'm going to shape change. I'm going to wild shape into a lizard and go onto the ship.
All right. Give me
I assume the rest of us are waiting nearby.
Well, what would the rest of the party like to do? Well, you see Zen leads you guys to the ship, and you see her shape change into a lizard. And
Yeah, I'm overtaken by emotion because now
I'm just verbally declaring that the rest of the party is with you when you shape change.
yes,
We're not standing on the Orient going, where's she going?
No, I would have told you guys that we found the name of the ship and we would have went down to the harbor and oh look, that ship says Gloomspite on its hull, and then I would have just immediately shrunk down into lizard form and started crawling towards the ship to sneak aboard.
Yes, just confirming where the rest of the party is before you need help.
This is gonna be like, there goes our guide.
Yeah, Cinder is
There
probably
goes our local.
hanging out with you guys, going, "Wow, she just does not. She does not think before she acts. She's pretty rash. This girl. Not nearly as thoughtful as Aiden."
Stig will turn to Cinder and he goes, "No, you can't eat it. That's Zin."
so,
Geez, stupid bird, you gotta think for once.
so what is the rest of the party doing while Zen goes and investigates the ship?
So
I'm
could
gonna
you
send.
just go ahead, Caradwin?
I was gonna say I'm gonna send Morgan to at least circle around the ship to keep an eye on Zin, in case we need any other ships there.
Okay.
Gellenford is going to try and create a distraction by playing a tune that draws anyone near the ship to their eyes my way to make it easier for Zen to investigate.
I mean, I'm a lizard. I don't think anybody's gonna get suspicious of a lizard in a desert place.
I mean, where we have rats on our ship, over here they have lizards.
Right. That's why I picked lizard because it's common.
And
I mean,
just
I
adding
mean, there's
to
lizards
the-
right over there lounging. Oh my
your
God.
chances.
I've probably disappeared into a crowd of lizards.
So Galliford, you pull out your lute and you go out and kind of do a small performance, just playing your lute, trying to keep an eye out and try to draw some eyes. Morgan is flying.
Oh, before Gallenford leaves, I'm gonna reach in and pull out the vampire blade.
Okay.
Because I get tired of reaching for my weapons and finding out Gallenford's disappeared and I can't find him.
Okay.
You would not believe how many times that happened on the ship, Ken.
Every time you tried to find Galliford, he'd be invisible.
I go sword, give me my massive two-handed weapons to fight with, and it's like Gallenford's over the ship or he's way up in the crow's nest.
Um, Mason, Nix.
Nyx is going to wild shape into a cat and follow after, or go towards the ship that that was docked,
Okay.
the Gloom Spite.
That's a fantastic idea because they had cats on board ships to keep the mice and rat problem at bay.
I'll point at Nyx
And then
and
Bookie's on my back.
I'll point at Nyx and cast message and be like, "Okay, keep me informed." No, I don't
Meow.
understand what meow means.
Yeah.
All right. So, Nix and Zin, give me stealth checks. See if you can get just if anybody suspects anything.
I have to use a lizard stealth. So let me pull up a lizard.
So, while that's happening, could you kind of maybe give us a general description of the ship?
Oops, I gotta fix that.
Very okay. This ship is very similar to the one that you guys arrived on. However, you see more armed men on it, that more heavily armed men than what you guys
Here you go.
came on. You see two rows of portholes, or the flaps where the cannons or the ballista will be. You see two rows of them down the bottom hole. So this has four layers. There's the deck, bottom layer.
So it actually has a gun deck.
It has a gun deck, yes. And it's much. The size of it is bigger. The design's almost the same as yours, but this is a much bigger ship and much more menacing. Very, very built for war.
Lizards have an 11 deck, so I get a +0 to this.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Okay. Crew members see the lizard, you and the cat, but they pay no mind. This is normal, so they're not
A lizard's being chased by a cat.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you two are free essentially to do what you wish to do.
I would like to essentially search the ship for any evidence of, like, I guess, somebody being chained up, a prisoner, evidence of human transport against their will, I guess, is what I'm looking for. And then if I can sniff out Aiden's scent or anything like that,
Okay.
if I find something like that. I'm trying to get Aiden's trail,
Right.
if at all possible.
Nix.
Is there anybody on board the ship actually?
There are some crew members on the ship working away.
I'm gonna make my way towards where I would assume the captain would be.
So you're gonna go to the captain's cabin.
Yes.
Okay. Zin, you dive down below deck. As Nix, you go towards where the captain cabin is. Zin, give me either a perception or investigation check.
Okay, and druids keep their mental attributes while they're wild shaped. So this would be a perception check using my perception, not the wizard. Right?
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
All right. You are looking around, crawling on the walls. Definitely seeing a lot of storage on the gun deck, full of ammunition. You see, not ballistae, but this seems to have the weapons covered in a tarp. You don't know exactly what they are, but they are oddly shaped, and so, but that's not your focus right now. So you continue down below, and this seems to be the crew's quarters and whatnot, and storage, very similar to what you guys had on the Orient. You're looking around, but there's no evidence. You don't believe there's any evidence here that would indicate Aiden on it. So you go down one level below. You're at the bottom where it's wet and musky, and the scent hits you, even in lizard form. That it's decay, feces. It's just horrible. Immediately though, you see cages and chains along the wall and on the floor. This is not particularly uncommon for a ship like this to be here. It is you think that this seems to be maybe a slave ship. You know that slavery is in fact legal here in Edox. So, but you investigate some of the cages where but the cages are empty. It seems like the cargo has been unloaded. But you do find evidence. You find a particular cage that is that seems to be more fortified than the rest, and you believe evidence that this is where Aiden was.
Okay. So he was kept separate from the rest of the slaves on the slave ship. Can I catch his scent anywhere? Like maybe follow it?
You find some dried blood. You won't be you. So being a lizard, not really using the sense of smell, but you kind of lick, doing your lizard licky tongue thing.
Yes.
Yes. And is definitely Aiden's. So you could definitely most likely try to pick up on that.
I will do that and start trying to follow the blood trail, maybe where I'll probably lose it once I'm off the ship, but at least I'll know maybe which direction he went in, or if it goes to a person who purchases slaves, I can talk to them. Maybe these are the thoughts that are running. Like maybe he was sold into slavery, and it's not as bad as being captured by the wizard. I don't know.
All right, Nyx, you're up on the deck, and you make your way towards the back where the captain's cabin usually is, and you find the door ajar.
Oh,
All right, I'm going in.
All right, there's.
Oh my goodness.
It's just as bad here with that. You find that the captain's cabin is empty. There's nobody on it in there.
Okay. Is there any papers outside, like on the desk or anything?
You jump on the desk, and there seems to be documents on the desk in this room.
Okay, then I start just kind of scanning it over if I see anything that resembles any news on if Eden was on the ship, or if there was anybody that they were talking to about this.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Okay. 10.
You do find that there is some documents on a particular document that mentions Aiden on it specifically. You immediately see his name, and you grab it because as you're trying to read it, the door creaks open and somebody begins to walk in.
Yeah. Is there any crevice that I can like sneak my way through and like hide?
Yes. You definitely hearing that you grab the paper and think this is like a Ratatouille moment where the chef walks in and sees the rat, but you are able to hide before somebody catches you. So you hide underneath
the paper in my mouth and I'm hiding in a corner.
Yes. This guy he is bald. He has scars across his face and head. He has an eye patch. Um, he is very menacing and does not look friendly at all. You just get this sense of him. He's not a good person.
Okay.
Zen, you're looking around. You see the drops of blood, but you don't see anything like messages or anything that can be left behind. As you're inspecting this cage, you believe that he was very secure in the fact he maybe couldn't move at all. He was separated. This was a very special case. So they took
Okay, so
extra.
he couldn't have left any messages because he was probably bound.
Yes, you believe that this area is for high prize and high valued assets, and they take extra precaution for people in this cage.
Okay. Well, bummer. I was hoping he may have logged something somehow. But yeah, I'll just follow the trail then. But on the way out, while I'm following the trail, I will see if I can't find Nyx before I leave the ship. I don't want to leave Nyx alone on the ship. So
Okay, you do remember before you went down, Nix was heading towards the captain's cabin.
all right, so I'll just scurry along the floor till I get to the captain cabin's door.
Okay, you get on top of the deck and you see somebody begin to open the door and walk into the captain's cabin, but you don't see Nix. Nix, this guy's looking around. You don't think he's looking for you, but he's just doing. He sits on the desk at the desk and begins doing general paperwork.
Okay. If he's not paying attention to me, I'm gonna try to slip out if the door is still ajar.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Okay. I would use the cats.
Yes.
Yeah, we gain the physical attributes of the beast, but we keep our own mental attributes.
Oh.
I know.
It is now the Ratatouille moment where the chef catches you, or the captain catches you, and as you dart out, and Zen, you see Nyx dart out with what seems to be paper in her mouth, and the person that is chasing her.
All right, so I'm gonna try to create a distraction. I'm gonna go behind a box and shape change, or essentially just grow, because I'm going to change from a giant lizard into a crocodile and just roar at the thing chasing the cat and snap at him.
All right, you definitely get his attention and the attention of some other crew members. They're frantic and they don't know how or why there's a crocodile on the deck of the ship. Everybody else outside, you guys hear a commotion on the deck of the ship, and you hear.
And then my intention, Chris, is once I've got their attention and Nyx can get away, I'm just gonna jump in the water.
Right.
And swim away. I don't want to eat any of these crew members.
I kind of picked up on that, honestly. But that you got everybody's attention. The rest of the party, you guys hear again this roar of this seems to be crocodile on the deck, and it's starting a commotion. And you see a cat come running down the deck, with seems to be paper in its mouth.
I'm gonna jump into anybody's arms that's closest to me.
That will most likely be Gallenford, because Gallenford's actually in the front playing his lute.
Yeah. So yeah, I leap at his face.
So
And
Zen.
Gallenford, you got a choice: catch the cat or drop your loot. Right? You're like, I don't know what to do here.
Oh, it's got a little string. I just let it swivel to the side, and I'll reach to hopefully avoid a claw in the face.
Smart thinking.
Zen, you definitely see Nyx escape successfully, and you just immediately do that hiss, and then crawl over and drop into the water.
Yep, I jump into the Nile, as Mason pointed out, and just swim. I'll just go underwater. Crocodiles can hold their breath for quite some time, so I can just disappear under the water and find the group.
Yes.
Well, I'll find a secluded place to come out of the water and then become Zen again and approach the group.
All right. You guys shortly a little while afterwards. Galliford, you have Nyx in your hands as a cat with Bucky on her back. You guys meet back up, kind of for a couple streets down in an alleyway. Then you are able to find the group easily enough because they kind of stick out. They're tourists. So you're able to. You're kind of, but and you're looking for them, so you're able to find them, no problem.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Indiana Jones where the guy's like, I can speak all these languages, and he's yelling in English. Does anyone here speak English?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I find the group and I say good news and bad news. But Nyx, what did you find? You found something.
Yeah, I found a paper with Aiden's name on it. I didn't get a chance to read it though, as she. Oh, I forgot I had it in my mouth. Papery.
All right, well I will let it dry off in the nice hot desert heat for a little bit, and then we'll take a look and see what she's found.
It is definitely a letter and seems to be an invoice as well, for the collection of Aiden, and to the payment of 5,000 gold pieces to a man by the by the name of. God damn! I had his name in my head. I hate it when that fucking happens.
Does Zen recognize the name?
Um. Sub. Saba. I will. Kasaba.
I do not recognize that name.
And it goes into detail that Kasaba is a bounty hunter. And that, so it seems like this person, this bounty hunter, was paid for Aiden.
So
Well, I do let out a sigh of relief, because he's not in Alzaketh's hands quite yet. Because once he gets there, I don't even think the group, our group, would be a match for the power of that wizard. But maybe we can catch this bounty hunter before he delivers his bounty.
So the crew basically handed Aiden over to Saba for 5,000 gold.
It seems as though Saba was part of the crew or whatnot, and
So Saba was paid 5,000 gold to hunt Aiden down.
yes.
Okay.
So it sounds like Saba is the one who was over there and retrieved them in the town. We should
Is that
probably
the
get it.
captain?
Sorry, what was that, Nyx?
Is that the captain? Because I saw the captain. He looked really scary.
You don't think that this is the captain?
If he's a bounty hunter, I doubt he's the captain of a ship. But now
Probably.
we have a name. I say we get into some more comfortable attire and then hit the tavern, see what we can dig up on this Saba.
Agreed.
If somebody was willing to pay him 5,000 gold, he must be at least decent at his job. name might be known enough to where we can get some leads.
All right. So Zen, you kind of lead them down the port side, and as you guys are going down the port side, it is filled with tourists and shopkeepers. Think of it as you know you're going down the market square, and people are calling like pretty necklaces or wild exotic animals and stuff like that. They're street vendors trying to make a sale.
Yes, Zen, please don't give us anything too touristy. Because I'm sure half the stuff they're hawking isn't what the locals are wearing.
Yeah, I would know what to look for, so I will do that. I will find them suitable clothes that make them look more like locals than tourists.
Okay.
So we can blend in.
Yeah, you definitely follow me. So you kind of get out of the market, out of the dock side. But before you do notice something going on, and this is you see a commotion. You see somebody on a stage, and Zen, you know exactly what's going on. This is a slave auction that's about to start.
Yes, I would. I mean, I'm used to this. So.
And unfortunately, it's in the way it's in the direction where you guys go, and this fat bald man and fancy attire. He's doing his spiel. He's doing his. I got the finest merchandise. The adults have been sold, and now it's time for the gold. The children. And you see off in other cages, and people, and you see adult. I don't want to say creatures. Humanoids ranging from lizard men to Baxi, orcs, other humans, elves. They're all in cages. People are taking their slaves that they have purchased away, with collars around their neck. You do see one female slave crying as she's trying to get back to the other cage, and she's spouting that she wants her baby. But the owner slaps her, tells her to shut up, and starts to drag her away.
I check the collars and just I just want to see if they're like regular collars or if they've got any sort of magical properties, because I want to make sure that if one of us does, we have like keys or something, some sort of countermeasure for this happening to us.
Not that that's ever going to happen.
You would need to actually go up to the slave and inspect it. You can't tell from this distance as the person's being dragged away.
Okay.
But it does look like just a standard collar with a lock on it. But you can't tell if it has a magical lock or not. So first up, he pulls out this. The mother that's crying was an elf, and the slaver pulls out this infant, and he says, "This is a fine specimen, a female half elf. What do I say for the starting bid for 100 gold?" And somebody chimes up 100 gold. And do I hear 150? Another person says 150.
Do you think Aiden would have been sold on this kind of market, or do you think there was a specific buyer?
I fear that there was a specific buyer. The person who Aiden betrayed, Aiden's previous master. But perhaps one of these slaves were carried on the ship that Aiden was also on, and we might be able to glean some information from them. Is there any way to tell, which ship the slaves came from? Are they partitioned off by certain traders? We know who the captain of that other ship was, right? So maybe we can
You, I would say you believe this lot may be, if from remembering the cages and everything like that, this may have been. Oh no, this would not have been from the ship because if you remember, the ship arrived a week ahead. Of
Yeah,
you
but do
guys.
they just immediately offload and sell them?
Yeah,
Some
I don't know if they keep them in pens here on the dock or at all. I don't know.
some do, some don't. You can definitely ask around.
Yeah, I would ask around if there's any slaves from the.
Now before we go investigating, we do need clothes first.
Yeah, I thought we did that already. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Chris said the slaves was on the way to the clothes, so I hadn't thought we reached.
Yeah, we
it
were
yet.
walking past the
Oh,
option
well then-
to get clothes.
Then we'll come back and
all right. And as you guys are beginning to walk away, you hear sold for $3.50, and the slavers workers hands the child over to the purchaser, and then he pulls out and then you hear this is a dwarf, a dwarf from the mountains, and this is these children that are being sold off are from infant to teenagers, and this seems to be a teenage male dwarf. That's next, but you guys quickly go to then you find a local non-touristy store and able to find everybody some suitable clothing. It will be common clothes in the player's handbook. Is just the attire is that of Edox.
Now, do we have to exchange our gold for EDOC?
No. You believe with this being a port town and a lot of trading goes on along here, you don't. There's no. You don't
That
think
was
there's.
mostly a joke.
Oh, well, no. There's no really exchange. I'm not going to be that crucial.
It's like when you go to Hawaii. When do you exchange your American money for Hawaiian money?
Well, you
Sort
are
of.
on another
Country.
continent.
But I imagine gold coins are based on weight and doesn't really matter. Like they could, if they have a different design on them, they could just melt them down and
Yeah,
remint them
they
and
would
stuff.
have a different, a stamp on them. But yeah, they're not going to be, especially on a port town like this. There may be some places that are very picky, but you don't think this will be a place.
You know, Ken, I actually did researched and found out that gold coins are technically solid gold.
Yeah, that's why they're so valuable. If you find a pirate treasure,
Yeah,
You know,
shit,
and
but
you-
everything's being sucked up already. But
No, I think it means that he calculated the weight of a gold bar compared to a gold coin.
1 pound of gold is 100 gold pieces.
oh wow, okay, that's cool. That's good to know. I did not know that.
I go, wow, that's good on you, Wizards of the Coast.
That checks out.
so I'm looking for it. This will be common clothes, so 5 silver pieces apiece for 1 set.
If I use my dragon skill with this new attire and then switch the cloak of fashions, would that suffice, or would I still be burning up?
You would still be burning up because you're wearing scale mail armor, and everybody seems all the locals. You're definitely an adventurer, but everybody right now, all the locals, and as you guys were walking around, you do see adventurers walking around, but they're burning. They're kind of not used to the heat as well, especially foreigners like you guys. So if you're wanting to blend in, you're gonna want to swap out. But you're more than welcome to keep your scale mail on.
So if there's like city guard and stuff, what do they wear? Like, what do the soldiers of this place wear?
Well, the armor doesn't matter. It's the. I mean, I'm wearing armor, but I'm also wearing traveler's clothes.
Yeah.
Um, think of the armor. I want to use a Game of Thrones reference where they go to where they go to the Dorne and go and to rescue Marcella.
Yeah, yeah, like most Egyptian armor was actually not like full sets of chainmail. It was like maybe a shoulder plate and some leggings.
They are wearing. Oh. They're you think they're like wearing maybe some leather armor but like you said in pieces where it's comfortable but it's still protective.
That's what I would want to look for.
Yeah, so like leather armor. Thank you. So you guys get your clothes. Gallenford, you won't find leather armor in a clothing store like this. You could.
I think what he's trying to ask is if he can change his cloak to imitate the local. Is that what you're explaining, Gallenford?
All right. That was one of the things I was going to do as well, but I'm still probably going to be burning up with my armor, which means I'll probably at some point try to see if I can purchase armor that works in Edox.
If you're wearing heavy armor, you're going to be you're definitely gonna be extremely burning up. Medium armor, you're still burning up, but not as bad. If light armor, you will be comfortable. I'll say that. So light armor, good. Medium armor, okay. Heavy armor, bad. For this weather.
Oh, so I'm in the middle then.
Yes.
I can't wear heavy armor.
So medium armor should be okay.
Okay, yeah, Of course, he's gonna be drinking. You're gonna see him drinking more water than usual than normal, especially. But if he was wearing light armor, he would be more comfortable.
All right, Chris. Here's a couple of complicated questions for you. First of all, I'm wearing chainmail, which is heavy, but it's mithril, which is half the weight. I'm a fire ganassi, and this is my special armor. How does that all compute?
Okay, I forgot you're a fire genasi. You are fine.
Yeah, fire genasi's are resistant to.
You go, ooh, it feels a little comfortable.
Yes, I
Yeah, I wanted to say that, but then you're like, you're all sweating. I'm like, well, okay, he says I'm sweating.
I forgot. So
My picture is literally on fire.
I know, but I still you.
Dude, you and Aiden are like brothers.
Yeah, you're fine. You're gonna be in the comfortable range. So
Yeah, when I knew we were coming over here, which is Aiden's homeland, I had to like kind of confirm with Chris whether all fire ganassi come from here, or that
So
just like all the other races, we're all over the place.
So I think basically Stig's the clothing that Stig has was basically just the headgear. He basically just has like a turban that covers his head, face,
okay.
and like the top part of his shoulders. Because the rest of him is basically just him wearing an armored vest and pants.
Okay. Zen, do you pick out the more exotic clothing for Caradwin and Nyx, or are you more getting them more covered?
This is what I get for Nyx. Hold on. And it doesn't have to be real gold. It can be brass.
Gallenford, I'm sticking my old clothes in the bag of holding.
Okay.
That's the kind of outfit that I would get for Nyx. And then I'll find Caradwin's.
And Karen, you're feeling much better now that you're not out on the sea as well.
This heat is
Remember to pack
fantastic
the
in comparison.
sunscreen because she's pretty pale. I'm worried about her.
Who?
Did Carradwin remember to pack sunscreen because she's pretty pale? She's probably gonna burn.
That's what her mage armor is for.
That's true.
Exactly. I also have a big wizard head.
I'm trying to picture Carrot Wind not in black.
Well, they wear black in the desert.
There you go, Karen. When that's the outfit I buy for you.
You went to the sexy the lingerie sexy sleepwear.
No, this is literally a female mummy lord, dude. I just thought it was funny. I would not wrap you in mummy tape, but I don't know. You think those girls are sexy, Chris? Are you down with that? I don't know your tastes.
Continuing on. So yeah, you guys all get comfortable clothing.
I'm just gonna tell you, Chris, if you take off a girl's clothes and she has mummy wrap for lingerie, you should leave the room. You should not hook up with that girl. Just letting you know.
What if it's Halloween?
Well,
That's different.
But anyways,
I mean, what are you taking off to get to the mummy wrap is what I'm getting at.
But
so.
anyways, we're gonna continue on. It's 5 silver per sets of clothing. So if you want to purchase more than one set, go ahead and do so. But just be sure to mark it from your coin count.
Chris, I will actually purchase something. I just want like a sash or something to go over my shoulders and arms. Because I don't know if you can tell from my image. I picked this image on purpose, but I have like tribal tattoos up and down my arms, and they are representative of the desert clans that I'm from, and technically the city people think we're raiders. So I would want to cover those tattoos just so I don't attract any undue attention from law enforcement.
Yeah, and
that's all.
This is not your first time sneaking into the city, so you have been avoiding that. But you are able to purchase a sash and whatnot. And I would say another set of clothing that's perfect for hiding your tattoos.
Yeah. I remember I actually put that in my background, so I should be wary of that, since we're not in my actual hometown.
Yes, and also you do also keep in mind though you're trying to follow Aiden to a powerful wizard that does know who you are, as
Correct.
well. So.
But they don't know any of my allies here.
No,
so...
they don't. But they do know who you are, and you are very recognizable to
Thanks. I know I'm cute like that.
So after you guys purchase your clothing, you head back out. They sold off the two dwarf teen brothers, a gnome infant, and a wood elf child. He is now on what seems to be a tabaxi male infant. And he starts the bid at 200 gold. Somebody shouts 200, and somebody says 300.
Yeah, we're moving on.
All right. So you guys, as you exit the clothing store and continue hearing the slaving going on, what do you wish to do?
You wish Aiden, or Zin, you wish to see if somebody knew Aiden?
Yes. So I'm trying to see if there's any indication of what ship the slaves came from, or if I might recognize the scent of any of them, since I was in the slave pens in the ship. And then I want to follow whoever buys them and question them individually, like when they leave. The reason being is I don't want to start a big fight here in the middle of the town, but if
He
we
wants
want
some
to
answers.
if we want to free a single slave, that's easier than freeing all the slaves at once to get some answers.
Or you could purchase a slave and then, but that, I mean, it's up to you. What you, I mean, it's
I
up
don't
to you.
want to purchase a slave. I'm against slavery. We're free folk in the South.
Think more in the purchase a slave and say, well, you're free now.
Yeah, but the prices of these slaves is pretty freaking outrageous.
And what would they tell us? That they got shoved on a boat and now they're here?
You can't afford a slave.
But okay, so if first you try to pick up the scent of any of the current slaves that are being sold, the children and whatnot. Give me a perception check.
All right.
You are in human form, but I would say you would recognize as being a druid. All right. Some are picking up. So you think this might have been a batch of slaves that may most probably have been on that ship, with some slaves that have not been on a ship. So you would know that those who are not being sold directly would be put into pens or a jailhouse, so to speak, in another location before they're being sold.
I'm sorry. What again?
You
said I would know it depends.
So you would know that if they're not being sold directly or immediately, they would be put like in a jailhouse, so to speak, for slaves to be sold later on.
Well, let's go check out these pens.
And you would know that some people do go directly there to the place to avoid an auction. They're most likely more expensive, but I mean, you could buy them before they're being sold. That way, you lead the party to a location, and seems to be some sort of it is a building that it does seems to be looks like it's some sort of jailhouse, so to speak. The door is closed. What do you do?
But what's your plans then?
Well, maybe we can break in to the jailhouse. Does anybody know how to pick a lock?
I don't know how to break locks.
Well, I don't want there to be any evidence of us having been here, if at all
Which
possible.
door do you want open?
If there's a side door or back door, maybe we can sneak in that way.
Quick question for you, Zen. I'm still getting a little confused. Why are we breaking into the jailhouse? Wouldn't Aiden be with the bounty hunter, who we should be getting info
Well,
on?
I'm trying to figure out if we know which direction the bounty hunter went. Or if anybody knows anything about this bounty hunter, and maybe the slaves saw Aiden get purchased by this bounty hunter. Or taken by him. I don't know. I'm going after anybody that may have the last people to have seen Aiden is where my head's at in this investigation. That I might be able to glean some information from them. But if you know of a way to track a bounty hunter directly, we have a name. Like thanks to Nix's find, maybe we can just go right after this bounty hunter. If you, that's not my specialty. If one
Can
of
we
you
just go to the local adventurers society and see if this guy's for hire?
That's kind of where my thoughts were.
okay,
Find out what the bounty hunter looks like from people in the taverns. I'm sure his name has been around. And then we can either try and hire him or see if someone spotted him recently and follow that trail.
I think your ideas have merit. Yes, we don't need to break into the jailhouse if you think it's too risky, and we wouldn't gain anything from the slaves. Maybe your lead is better. That's just not in my wheelhouse. So yes, I'm glad you guys are here with me. Um, once again, and I would bow to the whole group because it's nice to have friends. Uh, Zin's used to being alone, so she's starting to like the idea of being in a group. Um, yeah, let's go talk to some adventurers or some other maybe bounty hunters. If it's anything like Alita Battle Angel, they have a whole clan.
Great movie, by the way.
Oh, it's one of my favorite movies.
I haven't. A little off topic. I haven't seen the old movie or read the comic, but the new movie I fell in love with. But anyways,
Yeah, I really hope they make a sequel. It's supposed to. Robert Rodriguez wants to make it, but we don't know if it's going to happen.
I doubt it's going to happen. It seems.
It's going to happen.
But okay, but
Anyway,
we're back. Yeah, you guys are quickly. Zen, you kind of also know. Again, you've been in the city before, and you kind of make your way. You do find what seems to be a local or an adventurers type guild here for adventurers coming for work from other continents and whatnot. So you're able to find that, or you could try a local tavern, maybe a cedar place that might have more questionable people. But you definitely have those options.
I say we just hit maybe a local tavern, maybe see perhaps if one of the people at the slave auction went.
Mason would like to go to the adventures group or whatever and just see what kind of quests are available, kind of get an idea of what jobs there are, what monsters are causing trouble, just to get kind of a lay of the land of what's going on here adventurer-wise.
Okay. So Mason, you make your way towards the Adventurers Guild. Stig, you kind of want to check out a tavern.
Yeah.
What's the rest of the party doing as these two? It seems like it's gonna be splitting the party.
I too would like to check out the tavern.
Okay. Carador?
Honestly, after being on the ocean, check out the tavern too.
Okay, so 3 people are going to the tavern. Zen and Nyx.
I'm gonna go to. I mean, I don't really like taverns too much, so I'm gonna go to the adventuring guild with Mason. Is that Mason that's going there?
Yes, Mason's
that's
heading
Mason.
to the Adventurers Guild.
I'll go with Mason.
Just to split the party evenly, I'll go along with Mason and Zen.
All right.
Before I left, I was playing with Caradwin's hair, and then I put it up in a ponytail because it's really hot outside.
Okay. We're gonna start off with Mason, Zen, and Nyx. You guys enter this this guild. There's not a whole lot. There's not a lot of people, a lot of adventurers, I would say there, but you do see somebody behind on behind the bar, a receptionist, so to speak. And this person is like a giant tortoise.
I wonder if he's related to the dragon turtle. You know, like a turtle-born or something, like there's dragonborns. I wonder if this guy's like a turtle-born. Is that a thing?
I don't know, maybe. I've never seen that many races. Well, there's only I don't think I've seen a turtle that person before.
Anyway, Mason's gonna go over to the you know the quest board, the bounty board, or whatever, and just kind of see, you know, what kind of things do adventurers here get up to, and maybe there's something we can do along the way.
Okay. Are you just looking in general, or are you looking for something very specific?
So
There are
I don't
plenty.
know, like what are the most common things? Is it like kill scorpions, find people lost in the desert, tomb raiding?
There is a lot. There is a lot of monster hunting. Various monsters. You see one monster poster for 50,000 gold pieces for a purple worm.
Is there a like how hard can it be to get a worm?
Oh, those worms are extremely dangerous and very, very large. Is there any bounties on the board?
Besides the monster bounties, you do see some. Yes, you do see some criminal bounties. Look for thugs and bandits out in the desert that have been causing. That have been. That wants essentially raiders. Then some of the names and some of the expressions you kind of recognize, and they're different. They're people from different tribes of desert folk. Some of them are friendly that you know of, but however, some of them
Hey,
are.
I know that guy.
Some of them are unfriendly even to you. So there's a mixture of both. And there are definitely bounties for local thugs and whatnot here in the city and other cities as well, not just desert folk. You do see calls for adventurers for tomb exploration, like escort and archaeologists and whatnot, or looking for an ancient Edoxian artifact. So there's a mixture of tomb raiding, monster hunting, and local banditry.
So Zen, you said that you probably know who took Aiden, like the final buyer. Is he looking for anybody else? Maybe we can just go straight to him if we find a target for
him. Well, all I would know is what Aiden told me, and what Aiden told me he used Aiden for is oftentimes he would send Aiden to get spell ingredients that were dangerous to acquire. That was what Aiden pretty much did for him. So if there are any bounties of somebody looking for spell ingredients that are dangerous to acquire, it might be a servant of this guy or someone who would lead us to Zakath. Possibly. That's how he found me, actually. Was while he was looking for a spell ingredient.
Any quests for spell ingredients, or like goblin weed? I think we kept finding along the road or something.
You don't. It doesn't seem there's anything for. Actually, yes. Not. You don't think you would know goblin weed wouldn't grow here. However, the oasis in some of the deserts do provide unique fauna that may not be available anywhere else. So you do see some plants that would be located at some oasis for ingredients and what and the such.
Well, that would be flora, not fauna. Fauna is animals.
Oh, flora. My bad.
I was like, we're gonna go on a quest to like kill a desert deer or something.
There are, but you do see. I would say some fauna as well. Like local chefs are looking for exotic ingredients from looking for deserts and whatnot. So there is one looking for. So you see one fauna bounty. One fauna.
Got 9 pounds of blackberries.
So it doesn't look like the bounties are going to get us anywhere close to this guy. No missions, no people, but keep an eye out for flora and fauna in the oases, and don't go near purple worms for some reason.
Are they tiny worms or are they big worms?
I don't know. I've been told they're really big, so maybe they're like giant purple night crawlers like anacondas or something.
Oh, they're much bigger than that. Think like a dragon size.
Or like giant constrictor snake size. Those are big.
And then you do recognize the 50,000 gold bounty that it is a worm that has actually plagued the desert, and your tribe has steered clear of it just for how ferocious and dangerous it is.
Yeah, I shudder as I remember friends of mine being sucked up in the desert by these giant worms.
Yes, you have lost friends and tribesmen to this beast. Down at the pub, you guys find a pub called the Dripping Dagger. And this seems to be more definitely more a vibe where like slavers or more corrupt people, more thug like people would go to. It's not like a dive bar or whatnot. And as you enter, you definitely see some slaves, both working and standing to go in the corner where close to their masters, watching their masters having a drink and eat food. And you definitely see some shady individuals.
I nudge Gallenford forward.
Before Gallenford just walks forward, realizing the tone is definitely different from back home. I want to try and gauge how, like, the vibe that we're getting from the different slavers and corrupt people in here, just so I can see which approach I should go with.
Give me an insight check. You are unsure. They're kind of people. Some of them are kind of giving you a look like, because you're a bit. Even though you're wearing scale mail armor, you have some clothing that like a local would not walk into this bar.
You've got too fair a skin.
These people look like Stig, a bit rough and gruff, and they look past you and Stig, and they kind of eyeball Caradwin, and Caradwin, some of them like give you like a kiss, and kind of laugh.
Realizing I can't really gauge the vibe completely, I'll see if I can spot either the bartender or tavern owner.
There's definitely a gruff-looking guy working behind the bar, and he's cleaning a mug.
I like nudge my head towards him, so Stig knows the direction I'm going. I'll just beeline it towards him.
I'm just following Gallenford's lead.
Okay. Caradwin, what are you doing?
I am just sort of following behind right now.
Okay.
Good day, sir.
Is it?
Any day when you can be dripping sweat, I would say is a good day. my troop and I that accompany me, I'm a bit of a storyteller for the gruff and intimidating, and I'm having trouble locating someone who I'd like to write about. I hear he may frequent these parts.
Give me a deception check. Mm-hmm. Sure you are. Bring me one. Yeah, he's looking at you like, what the hell are you doing in my bar?
I
What
guess she couldn't fool you.
what you
We're
drinking?
trying. Oh, sorry. What was that?
He's asked what you drinking. What's your poison?
Whatever. Crap. What's the guy's name? Whatever
Bounty hunter?
Saba's drink would be.
You say give me what's your passive what Caradwin and Sig, what's your passive perceptions?
Mine is 14.
Oh,
Yeah, as soon as Galliford says that out loud, you kind of get the gruffer group, not the slaver. The slaver does look at you, but the four men that are in the corner, that kind of look like you, Sig, big, muscular, rough and gruff. They kind of turn and stare at you guys, as when Galliford said that aloud. And why would you want that?
Well, if I wish to write about such a famed bounty hunter, I need to know what he drinks, what he thinks, how he tracks down his targets so well.
The four men stand up and kind of begin to walk their way to you guys.
I will kind of just nudge Gallenford a little bit just to get his attention in case he missed the group coming up behind us.
that's the major armor, just in case.
So everybody sees you casting mage armor.
I mean, listen, if they're gonna approach us, I'm gonna make it known that I'm ready for some shit.
I just want to confirm that you are doing this in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Stig, you see the slaver grab his two elven maiden slaves, and they quickly run out of the bar. The one in front of you, Stig and Caradwin. And what do you want with him?
Obviously, we're looking for him.
Why? What?
So I can write my newest tale. Can't you see what my trade is? And I kind of show the loot that's on my back. I'm a storyteller of the gruff and powerful. Would you like to have a story written about yourself as well?
Boy, nobody's believing your bullshit.
I swivel the loot into my hands and I play the tale of the three stubborn orcs. Just as proof.
Okay. So Gallenford, you're still up against the bar. Caradwin and Stig, where are you guys standing?
I'm probably going to take like a 5 foot step away from Gallenford. Maybe while they're focused on him, I can get into a sort of flanking maneuver when this goes sour.
Okay.
Not if, when this goes sour.
Give me a stealth check.
Could perhaps I be aided by Gallenford, who is distracting
No,
them?
give me a stealth check.
If I say really nicely?
Give me a stealth check.
Mhm.
What? This isn't heavy. What the heck is that?
That is a very. I've never seen that before.
Scale mail's not heavy armor. What is going on with my character sheet? I should not have heavy armor.
And you shouldn't roll with advantage either.
No, it's rolling
It's
disadvantage
rolling
because
disadvantage.
it thinks I have heavy armor on.
Oh, okay.
I thought scale mail was heavy.
Scale mail is actually
I-
medium.
It shows it's medium.
Scale mail's medium.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why it thinks I have heavy armor on.
But
Unless you
scale
count
mail
common-
may be one that roll with disadvantage anyway.
Yeah, it does say that it has disadvantage on stealth anyway, even though it's medium armor in its stat block.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, one of the four thug men are kind of sees you Stig, kind of like takes the step back and just kind of you're slowly sidestepping, like do, but he's keeping one of them's keeping an eye on you.
Yeah. I'm kind of
Yes.
hard to miss.
Yeah.
Does my performance, though, prove that I am a storyteller?
Hold on, Caradwin, what are you doing? Where are you at?
I would probably still be close enough by Gallenford. But I'd essentially almost be back to back with him, watching the people approaching us while he's dealing with the bartender.
Okay. Down for the guy the leader kind of steps up. He's like within, he's like in your bubble. He's like up to it because he looks. That's a nice loot. I like it, and he grabs it.
I face step to try and charm him, just right beside him.
Okay. Roll your face step.
It's not I don't actually roll anything. It's just, you need the button so you can
Yes.
see the DC.
Yes. Okay. Where is it? These guys are. Wait. There should be a. I think I have one. Yep, I do. Why is this taking forever to load? Where's my monster manual? Hold on. I can probably find it faster. Roll 20 is being slow for all of a sudden.
Do you need to refresh?
No, not it's not that bad. It's just the character sheet's not loading up as quickly as I hoped. Berserker, Commoner, Gladiator. Nope, not Gladiator. There he is. Charisma save?
Yes.
Is this for one So leaves emerging within 30 feet of where he once stood. Is this only okay? Is there a range on this?
Anyone within 5 feet of me.
That's going to be basically the whole, all four of them.
Does he get any of the party as well?
Caradwin.
But he can choose.
No, he doesn't get to choose. It's just everybody within 5 feet. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Caradwin, I need a charisma saving throw. The leader and one of the other guys, one of his compatriots, are not charmed by you. However, two of them are, and so is Caradwin. Stig, the one that was keeping an eye on you, now makes his attention towards Gallenford.
And I can't tell if he's charmed or not.
You see his eyes begin to shing and sparkle, and as Gallenford plays his lute and hears music, he's like, "Oh!" and he turns around. You could definitely tell his mood has changed.
Yeah. They just, like, his whole body just relaxes.
Yes. However, we're gonna roll initiative because the two of them are not charmed, and the leader's not happy with that.
Do you want us to bring our tokens out?
Oh, just so they can be on the initiative board. Other than that, and there's no really need for them on this board. Oh, if I can.
Meanwhile, at the Adventurers Guild,
Yep.
there are no fights happening.
Yep, that's gonna be next. We're gonna.
No, it's fine. I was just saying it's funny that you guys get into a fight. I love it.
Damascus would have dominated this. This is his favorite terrain, is taverns.
Nice.
That was his whole thing. Was that his backstory said that he was known as the Breaker because he spent most of his teenage years getting into bar fights. That's why he had the unarmed fighting style.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Seven, 9. All right. With that, after initiative has been rolled, we are going to take a quick 5-minute bathroom break.
Okay.
So. Be right back. I'll fix it later. All right, everybody's back.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
my music is decided to stop working, so the rest of the session will we'll go without music. So Gallenford, you see this thug in front of you begin to take a swing at you as you pop right next to him.
I will let the loot swivel to my side as I draw my rapier, and I will strike at him.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
Did you want to put us in the position where we are?
We're doing theater of the mind.
Okay.
That would hit him.
And I add a defensive flourish into it. And I will strike at him one more. And then I will roll back, giving some space, since I have mobile.
He is bleeding out. He just those two strikes are he's the two holes and blood is starting to pour from his chest. Stig.
So is that guy down?
He is on the cusp of being down.
Then I will finish it. I'm going to rage and I'm going to rage and strike at him with my fists. But they are no longer fists, as they have grown into giant black claw-like appendages.
Okay.
And since we are inside, Chris.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, first attack.
Hit.
17.
Yeah, there's a hit.
And then special thing with the claws is I get to make an additional attack.
Okay. I do have to ask this question. Are you going for the kill or are you trying to knock him out?
I am going to try and knock him out.
All right. You tear into him, but you're being careful and you make him fall unconscious.
Okay. Now I will just leave it at that, but I will let out this inhuman-like growl from beneath my hooded visage.
Okay. These two. I would say are charmed to Gallenford. However, they are not charmed to Stig and Caradwin. And this guy, this one is gonna approach you, Stig, and try to. He's gonna grab his mace, pull it out, and make 2 attacks against you.
Okay, they have advantage. 14 will miss.
Okay.
And that will definitely miss.
Well, you said advantage, right?
Oh, yeah. So that's a miss.
That's his first attack. Here's his second attack. Oh, come on.
Yes, that will hit.
All right. All right. He catches your jaw on the backswing.
Is that bludgeoning? Piercing, slashing?
Bludgeoning damage.
All right, so I'm only taking half of that.
Okay.
It's that Terminator scene where it hits and I just turn back without really feeling it.
Yep. Caradwin.
Can I position myself to do a cone that hits them but not stick?
Yes.
Okay.
I will say
then I'm
yes.
going to do that. I'm going to. Yeah, I'll do this. I'm on the wrong page. Where are my spells at? There we go. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And I need a DC 15 con save from them. Or I'll push the spell as well so you can see. But
Okay.
they take that damage, and then if they fail to save, they're stuck in place.
You are going to kill the one guy that is down. Con +2. 1, 2, 3. They all fail.
And they are hindered by ice for 1 minute, so unless they use an action, they are stuck in place. Their speed is at 0. And the guy, I guess, who's on the ground is just because of ice.
Yeah, you froze him.
Yeah, that's my
Or another creature within reach. So they can't break out themselves, right?
They can. They can use their own action, or until it or another creature. So they can use an action to break out,
Okay.
but until they break out, their speed is at 0.
Okay, I didn't I overread the it. All right. He's dead. He's gonna use his action to break free. He's gonna use his action to break free. Gallenford.
I am going to. Ooh, I don't want to kill him. I'm gonna attempt to not like lethal. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if smacking him with the side of the rapier will make it not lethal.
If it's a melee weapon and they drop them to 0, you just say you do non-lethal.
Yes.
That is what I will try to do on the leader.
The leader's dead. You
He,
stabbed him twice in the chest. Stig knocked him out, and Carador Flash froze him.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the other guy. Okay, well, the other one who's not charmed.
I don't think any of them are charmed anymore.
2 of them are charmed for Gallenford, not for you for the other 2. But
Are those is that the 2 that have the
hearts, yes. Yeah, he's knocked out. If you're trying to non-lethal him.
Yep, that was non-lethal. And then I'll like turn to the other 2 and just be like, "My friends, we don't need to pursue this any longer. How about we just talk?"
They're shivering. After we get these 2.
They are with me. You do not have to attack them.
That's your turn. Stig.
All right, I'm going after the next closest one.
Okay.
Same thing. 16.
Hit.
Is he still up?
Yes, he is.
All right, second claw for an 11.
11 is the magic number.
For 11.
He is out. There's just one guy standing.
Yeah,
Okay.
good enough for me.
He's going to use his action to break free. Caradwin.
How many of them do we all leave alive? because I don't do non-lethal damage. Not that I can't try, it's just that magic doesn't really work that way.
Are you like waving your staff around, going, "This doesn't have a safety switch"?
It's like just my spellbook, yeah, but yeah, I have my spellbook. I'm like, I don't know, I can't. This just kills people.
Just slap him.
How many are up?
There's one left. Do you not see their health bars?
We do, but no indication that they could just have like one health.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
that's
you
what I
you don't
wasn't
see
sure.
the numbers. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well then for that last thug, I will cast Hold Person.
Excellent, Carriagewin. I can kill him faster this way.
All right. This is gonna be a wisdom. These guys are average wise. He is held. Is that it?
Yes.
Gone. Gallenford.
I guess I'll knock him out.
Yeah, he's knocked out. All right.
Seriously, we just wanted information so I could write my story.
The bartender said, "You get out of here. I don't need you in here. Get out."
Very well. I'm gonna write a nasty review about this place.
Get the fuck out of my tavern.
And Gallenferdo, I'm memorizing the faces of these men before I depart.
Okay.
Before we go, can I grab the bartender and basically go, "Saba! Where is he?"
Give me an intimidation check.
Unfortunately, my rage doesn't give me advantage on this.
With your
My rage- I'm going to roll this normally.
That's right.
Okay.
He's too angry because he has 4 of his seems to be regulars, either knocked out or dead. So he screams back in your face, "Get the fuck out of my bar or I'll throw you out."
Can I knock him unconscious?
Give me an attack roll. Yeah.
So he goes, "I don't need you. Get the fuck out of my bar." And then I just his face into his bar and walk out.
Well, if he's knocked out, are there still other people in the bar?
No, the bar cleared.
I check the pockets of the people we knocked out to see if they have anything on them that might be info on this Saba.
Doing a quick searching through their pockets, you don't find anything about Saba.
What do I find on them?
Just they're wearing leather armor and they have a mace.
Why were they walking up to us acting all tough?
You're a tourist. You're wearing flashy clothes and you had a loot.
Even Stig was feeling the cringe.
Back at the Adventurers Guild, Zin, Mason, and Nix. What are you guys doing?
I mean, what we were doing, right? I mean, we were looking at bounties and talking about the worms. Are there any? So describe the people that we see in this place.
They're definitely foreign adventurers. Some people are kind of local. You have a darker skin like you, Zen, that probably looking for work. But it's just you're like a mishmash of adventurers. Other than and then there's the receptionist who is a tortoise.
I'll just approach some random guy that looks like an adventurer, guy or girl, and say, is anybody here a bounty hunter, like by trade?
Give me a persuasion check, Zin.
Okay. Oh, I'm really great at that with my 11 charisma. Yep.
No, not by trade. No, that doesn't mean we don't take up bounties, but we're not really bounty hunters by trade per se. Why? Why do you ask? Are you looking for the higher one?
I am actually. I've heard rumors that there's an exceptional bounty hunter that goes by the name of whatever that person's name was. Sabo? Was it Sabo?
Saba.
Saba. And for this particular bounty, I don't think I need the best. Just didn't know if anybody here would know Saba.
They quickly no, we don't. Sorry, and they're kind of fearing the name, and they're like, sorry, can't help you. Don't know anybody by that, and they're kind of walking away.
I raise a single eyebrow at that response and look to my companions and say, it seems like this Saba person has quite the reputation of fear.
Then we're probably not going to get any information out of any of these people if they're that scared of him. But if that's the case, there's a good chance he probably has whoever is the authorities here under his thumb.
Indeed. If he hasn't been captured by the law and he invokes this much fear, he must be up to no good. I just don't know how to track him if nobody wants to talk about him. This is probably the most cowardly group of adventurers I've ever encountered. I'm glad you guys weren't like that.
And pray tell, what do you need with such a man? The tortoise speaks up.
Ah! A talking turtle. I love it. Is his name Michelangelo?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, like I told this yellow-bellied person over here, I'm looking to collect a bounty, and I need to hire the best for this particular job.
Give me a deception check.
I'm really good at that, too.
He kind of raises, I'm sure you are, young lady. Well, and he kind of looks at you, and he sees you. He sees your skin, even though you have your face covered and whatnot. He's no longer in the city. He made his way. Where is my... Oh, wrong page. Because I did write all this down. To Kisama. He had a very... He had his prey in tow, so to speak. I saw him not 3 days.
Really? That's fascinating. Where is this? Do I know this town that he mentioned?
You know Kisama. I'll spell it for you. You know exactly what this is. It is another city that's down the river. He made it. He's making his way here.
Was he on foot?
He would. He would most likely have taken a barge.
Ooh. There are faster vessels than a barge. Perhaps we have a chance of catching him.
So he's on the river, making his way down to the city. Kasama, you would know. Think of it as Lake Town, but Egyptian base, and it is a. You have only been there a few times, and the few times you've been there, you've only been to a certain district. This place as basically think of it as the culinary. Every you could flavor it. You could taste the entire world in this one city. Cultures come here. It's you could go from high elven cuisine down to a goblin stick. It's a foodie's paradise. You could
So
go
it's the food capital of Edox.
exactly. Yeah, food capital of the world because people from all over the world come here to cook.
That's fantastic. You have been most helpful, my friend. Might I have your name?
You can just call me the guild master.
Name, backstory.
The guild master. So this is your establishment, and you have the strongest backbone, as it were. And I just kind of tap him on his shell of anyone here. I reach out my hand to shake his hand, but I palm a gold coin in my hand as I shake his hand to thank him for his service.
And he chuckles and whatnot, and gives you the coin back. He doesn't take it. Have you ever met or encountered him before? Do you know who you're looking for?
I have not encountered him before, but I'm getting the feeling that he's rather dangerous.
He is very one of the most dangerous bounty hunters around. A few may rival him. He is he goes into the description. He is a blue skinned tiefling. He wears a large brim cowboy hat.
Oh, he's Cad Bane.
Yes, he's a tiefling Cad Bane.
That's awesome. I love it. I say to him that I think, thank you for returning the money, but if you can suggest perhaps a way to make it down the river faster than a barge, I would insist that you keep the coin. And also, I feel like I can trust you with this information, but the bounty that he has in tow is what I'm after. I need to stop him. So no matter how dangerous he is, myself and my companions will have to steal his bounty from him.
As one from this land would know, the fastest is by river. So a barge will definitely be your best interest to get to him. The only way quicker I could think of is fly, but there are no airships or any vessels that will be faster than a river barge.
Well, yeah, a canoe is faster, but maybe if we pull it with something other than the current. Anyway, I thank you again, and I turn to my allies and say,
How big is the river?
It is a large. Think of it as think of it as the Nile River. So a boat barge, two boat barges can pass each other going in opposite directions.
My first thought was, I wonder if we can hire that captain who brought us here to sail us down the river.
It is not large enough for a ship.
A pirate, bandit, a traitor.
Shut
sailor.
up!
he wears many hats. He's got a whole hat closet.
But yeah, so a barge, a boat barge is your quickest way to to the city.
I thank you again, Guildmaster. We should find our friends and make haste, as I believe
Yeah.
that we have an advantage because we have nature on our side. And I just kind of rub my fingertips together because, you know, I'm a fucking druid.
Yeah, you get to tell Caradwin though.
That we get to go on the water again? A Karen
Yep, that we have to get right back on a boat.
Yep, she's gonna love that. Okay. Yeah, I would be happy to tell Caradwin. Test the bounds of our friendship, as it were.
Which is funny because when we were told that it was going to be a month-long voyage, we all took a vote to see who would tell you it was going to take a month.
That's funny. Was it Caradwin that told me?
It was Nyx.
Okay.
She bought cookies to appease you.
Yeah,
Nice.
it took extra days to get the ship ready, and then yeah, you were frustrated, but you knew that this was the quickest and fastest way to Aiden, so you were gritting
Well,
your
I
teeth.
think that in canon now for my character, I'm gonna have to say that cookies are my new favorite food.
As you guys exit,
Can you imagine the kinds of cookies you'll find in Kisoma?
Right? All kinds.
from around the world. But yeah, you three exit the guild hall, and you see your three Galliford, Stig, and Caradwin making their way up the street towards you.
Oh, good. We don't have to go fish their drunk butts out of the tavern.
I think Stig does have a little bit of blood on him. Blood splatter.
That's
Yes.
not unusual.
I cleaned my
classic
blade.
Stig.
Getting in fights again, Stig?
Not unnecessary fights.
We definitely did not start it.
Well, as long as you didn't attract the attention of the city guard, I think we'll be okay.
Did you at least learn something?
The mentioning of Saba's name, and I whisper it this time, definitely draws in attention.
Not the good kind, I take it.
Nope, it got 4 thugs to try and jump us while we were just asking questions.
Don't worry,
They're not
they
doing
won't-
too
they
well
won't.
now.
Yeah, they won't be doing it again.
They're all sleeping. Their leader's dead, though, unfortunately. And the tavern guy is knocked out, too.
Well, perhaps we should leave this city before we draw any more attention.
Hopefully, you guys did better than we did.
Well, we also learned that Saba's name draws attention, but the adventurers in this adventurers hall are all chicken liver, like scared, yellow-bellied.
They'd rather go after worms.
Yeah, they want to go, well, worms, yes. They would rather hunt worms than this Saba person. So this person we're after must be quite dangerous. But he's on the river, heading towards Kisoma.
Kisoma. It's in chat.
And
It's
and
Kisoma,
Kisoma. And he's
not Kisuma.
he's on a barge, so he can't be making super great time. He's got a 3-day head start on us. How many days is Kisoma from here? Do we know?
Where's it on the map?
Oh, it's there? I thought it was going to be this little place here.
Nope.
Well, he said it's the cook capital of the world, so I'm guessing it's the big one.
It would be by the only forest too, so they can get herbs and spices.
So you know, Caradwin, not Caradwin, Zin, that's an outpost. There are outposts throughout the northern part of the desert to keep a watch out for attacks, animals, and bandits and such.
Well, I say we find the fastest barge we can, and possibly either one that we pilot ourselves, or if we have to have somebody else drive it, the riskiest, fastest captain we can find.
I will
Probably
just say,
purchase a lot of water as well.
I've never driven a barge.
Well, I've been on one, but I don't think I've ever piloted one. But how hard can it be? It's probably you stick a stick in the water and push yourself along.
I can always turn into an octopus and pull it.
I was thinking the same thing. Like I turn into a crocodile, you become an octopus. We have two powered swimming creatures pulling the barge.
Oh, like them chariot things.
Yeah, it's just druids can only be in their wild shape for half their level, so I can only do it for 3 hours. Well, total of 6 hours, and then I have to stop and rest.
I don't know what levels is, but it sounds complicated.
Yeah, I
Well,
can't
just
be
take shifts. Just take shifts. First, Zin goes, and then when Zin gets tired, next goes, and Zin takes a
That's
nap.
a good point, because we get our wild shapes back with a short rest. So yeah, that's perfect. We can constantly be under power.
Hopefully, barges aren't too big.
Anyway, so yeah, we would like to go find a barge,
All right.
Chris.
Easy enough. You definitely know where a bargeman will be. They are.
Did that guy not keep my gold coin, by the way?
He did not keep it.
Okay.
You have it. He's a
Okay.
friendly. You get the sense he's very helpful for you guys and whatnot. He's a good fellow.
We'll have to come back and say hi to him later. Okay.
You see, there is a barge. It is a large barge. There are people getting on it, and it's basically like tourists or whatnot. You definitely know this is people.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean
Groups
to-
of people are
It's-
kind of getting
Yeah.
on, and they're to head to Kisoma. You don't think you could rent your own barge and pull it along yourself. You would need to just go with the flow of the captain and the river and whatnot. There are sails to catch the wind and whatnot. Have you ever seen 10,000 BC?
No.
No.
In the movie, Egyptians come and kidnap cavemen, and they have barges with sails. So there is a sail on it to catch the wind and go down with the flow of the river. But
You
we're
could even
heading
call it
down-
a sail
downriver?
barge.
you're heading here. So you're not going. You're going.
Upriver. Just asking which way is the river flowing?
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to think that.
Well, normally rivers flow toward the ocean.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think now.
We got on board and ford the river. Fantasy.
Well, yeah, rivers go from the tops of mountains to the oceans. They don't go from the oceans up to the mountains.
But there
Unless
are no. But there are like no mountains here. You're going down
Well,
river.
it wouldn't have to be mountains. Sea level is the lowest you can be.
You're going down river. If I remember when I made this map, you are going down river.
Okay, so maybe one ocean is flowing into another ocean.
Fantasy.
It's fantasy. Yep.
I am a man of science.
The river flows into a well and just, no one knows where it goes.
Before we jump on this barge, I'm not sure where our levels are at. I'd like to purchase some more water.
You know we're kind of on water, right? I'm not
Yes,
sure if
but
this is the seawater or if it immediately becomes fresh when it hits the land. I don't know.
I do have this
Fantasy.
spell just in case.
oh, never mind.
Yeah, you have two druids with you. One of them's from the desert.
Yep. And I'm already preparing my spells that I'm going to use for this trip.
What's wrong, Gallifrey? Did you not have any water in the Feywild?
This one seems kind of fun. Nick, this one is interesting.
I've actually never seen that spell before.
I can't wait. It's Chris will make the saving throw, so it won't matter. But I still can't wait to cast it.
I'm surprised you didn't take Tidal Wave, which is one of Ramir's signature spells.
That's The only reason I didn't take that one is because I've seen it cast before, so I want to do something I haven't done before.
Ken, you know I don't. I don't try to.
I know the dice just don't like it when I play spellcasters. The Mark made all my saves against my spells too. Zerak was about the most useless wizard I've ever played.
Could we please flavor text this so that the sand acts like water when you cast it in this desert?
I do like that. Like liquid sand. That's awesome.
Well, if you
Yeah, instead of conjuring seawater, you just use the sand to form whatever.
The sand takes the form of a tidal wave, a whirlpool, or a sandspout. Yes, I do like that.
so
Yeah, it's either a sinkhole, a sandstorm, or a dust devil.
So it will take 2 days on the barge to get to Kasoma. So you will be 1 day behind.
Wait, how does that work? It takes
Don't
2 days.
Don't question it.
There's got to be some time dilation in there somewhere.
Maybe
Did I screw that up?
Okay, you said he's 3 days ahead of us, right?
Yes.
And it takes 2 days to get to Kisoma, so we'll only be 1 day behind him. That's like saying, my sister's half my age when I was 6. I'm now 30. How old is she? She's only 15.
Okay, shut up.
Age is normal.
Okay, shut up.
fantasy.
So you would be 5 days.
Technically, if he's 3 days ahead of us, he's already in Kisoma.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was 3 days. We'll just say the ship got here 3 days before our ship got here.
you will be, okay. My head, I was not thinking math wise correctly.
Mason, you just extended our trip by 4 days. Thanks.
With
I have glitched the world by bringing math into this environment.
Mason, all of a sudden you see the Matrix, and you're like, we're playing a game.
Guys, we're just pictures on a computer screen. I don't even know what a computer is.
Okay, my whole point is the whole thing I wanted. Yes, I will say I will screw up as a my
Blonde-haired woman walked by. You're blowing it.
my math is wrong or whatnot. You will be 1 day behind when you arrive at Kasoma. So if you decide to help pull along the barge to catch up, that's fine. You will be 1 day behind.
All right. All I need is to get within line of sight of his barge.
Yeah, Mason, this is the part where you you ask Kronk how that makes sense, and he pulls the sheet down. And he goes, "It doesn't."
I love Kronk.
Yeah, he could have run into some obstacles. That's a good point, Gallenford. Maybe he got attacked by river crocodiles. Nile crocodiles, as it were.
There are desert wildlife, so that is possible. There could be crocodile.
Yeah, maybe he ran into a worm.
Another thing is, the ship got in 3 days ago, but that doesn't mean he left 3 days ago.
Anyways, continuing on.
He had to go terrorize all the people in town, like he does.
We're on the barge.
You guys are on.
We're on a boat. Hey, Caradwin, guess what? You see that big, wide river over there that you can't see the bottom of? That's probably teeming with life that can eat you in a single gulp. We're gonna get on that and pursue our quarry down the river. Sounds like fun, right? And I clap her on the back. Put my arm around Caradwin's shoulders and say, I'm so glad you're with us.
There is so much that she wants to say, but it's just a face of both anger and defeat.
Believe me, if we could find a way to fly, we would. Actually, you should just learn a fly spell.
I do have that horn, but I need a workshop.
So, yeah, you have a horn of fly, basically that has flying magical properties, but like Mason said, he needs a workshop to make it work on an item.
and we don't got
If I can-
time for that.
Yeah.
The barge works fine.
So if I can find a workshop, I can take the Nar Sharkhorn and put the ability Cast Fly spell once per day, recharge at dawn ability on it.
Well, we should build a workshop on the barge.
Maybe they have a workshop on the barge already.
I doubt it. I'm picturing this more like a passenger ferry that just goes up and down.
If
Like
yeah,
they have
it's,
sleeping cabinets, but no workshops.
I know me and Jeremy saw. I can't, Brad. I don't remember. Were you? Has anybody seen the movie or read the book Murder on the Nile?
Yeah, it's a big paddle boat.
Think of it. Think of it as that. Yeah, you're on one of those a barge like that.
Well, it's a riverboat,
Yeah,
like from Louisiana. Okay, cool.
but with sails. It doesn't have a paddle. But anyways, think it's you're on the Nile in a big boat. It is definitely there are definitely is a tourist boat. The people this barge is taking people that have come around to go to Kasoma. So you don't think there's gonna be a workshop on this boat. But anyways, you guys get on the barge, you pay for a ticket, which is gonna be about 1 gold per person, and you make your way and you where is it? I'm sorry. And you start making your way down the river.
As this is happening, Nyx is just singing "Row, row, row your boat."
And Gallifrey will start playing along to it.
So if this is a tourist boat, do they have like activities on board?
You could definitely mingle amongst. They have people have like different card games or dice games or whatnot that pass the time. This is not a gambling vessel, so there's no like casinos, but you do see people kind of putting their own personal goal up against. I will say there is a shuffleboard.
I'm proficient in an herbalism kit. I could make some drugs.
Well, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody gets seasick, like if Caradwin doesn't like it, I could probably make something to calm her stomach.
You got any cocaine?
I just want I just want to see Caradwin's reaction when you mentioned that you could make stuff for seasickness after the 30-day trip here.
Yeah, right.
God damn
I'm
it,
just reaching
Brad.
through my pockets and I'm like, oh, look at this! I've got an herbalism kit in here. I guess that could have come in handy.
I'm sorry, that Brad that just came out of nowhere.
You want some cocaine?
He is the cocaine guy.
Yes, he is. But okay. You eventually make it to Kasoma. This is a massive. This is actually when you get to this lake, you do see around is almost is this inner points of this river. You see multiple points coming in and out of the river with the tide and whatnot. It is a massive city in the center of this place. Again, think of it as almost like Lake Town, but much bigger. It's not the best there's map, but this is basically the top view. You guys will be coming in through here. As you can tell, most of the buildings are connected. You could almost walk to any building except for if you have to cross on the larger pieces of the river. You guys would most likely arrive here, and when you guys even get close, you just smell food, and it's making your stomachs grumble. And it's very, very tantalizing. And once you get on, the architecture is definitely Egyptian. However, the different restaurants have their own decor. You see Elven, Orc, Dwarvish, just a plethora of cultures coming together to share one another.
So is this? What are these ladder type
Though,
structures?
okay, the ladders are the bridges connecting the buildings.
So this is like a Venice.
Yes, that's also part of my inspiration for the city is events. You could definitely take a smaller gondola around, but you could definitely walk to most places. You just can't like go from you just can't cross this center part
We get it.
without a boat. So you guys are over here, and when you get on here, it's definitely just this area has like 5 different restaurants and whatnot and places to eat and drink. And then you would also know that this is the central hub for information and possibly trading or back and forth, like definitely an underground place to go for illegal substance or
So if we really want to find the cocaine, it's here.
yes, or this is a very black market area because again, people and cultures, people from all around the world can meet up here and do their business without having any consequences from their own country.
Right. You just bribe people with food here. Okay. I mean, I don't know why we would. I mean, as much as we like the smells and the ambiance of the place, we have a quarry. So unless we know that they stopped here, why would we stop here?
Excuse me. I'd like to stop here. For information, Zin.
You just said this is the most likely place to find cocaine, and you want us to just leave.
Well, unless we can give it to the barge and make the barge go faster.
Well, I think this is where the barge is stopping. We're free to roam from here
this
on
is
out.
this is the barge's destination. The barge will head back up the river to go get more.
This is
people.
also where we know the guy stopped, so we have to track him from here, basically.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought we knew that he went through here.
No,
not that he stopped.
He came. From the information you gathered, was his destination for the time being. You don't know where he.
Basically, he got on a barge. He took a flight to Kisoma. That's all we know is he took a barge to Kisoma.
So we need to. So yeah, we do need to stop here to figure out where he went next. If I were to look at the map, I mean, the river does the river branch? It goes 2 directions from here, right?
There's.
I think it branches basically to the whole continent.
I thought there was a branch that went north and a branch that went south.
So
Just under the assumption that he takes the river again.
Right, that's true.
So if you look on the world map, on the continent map,
yeah,
it's back here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. There's like 5 different river intersectings here.
Ooh.
At this one location.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we're okay. We're back in information gathering mode then. Thank you. So yeah, we need to figure out where he went.
There are different.
I'll ask around at that barbecue joint.
Yes, there again. So there are like 3 different types of districts, or I say stages of restaurants. There's very high end, think Michelin star restaurants. There are definitely those here. Then there's the
tire company.
What?
Did you say Michelin?
Okay, no. Think of if you go to a Michelin star restaurant, is very high end, high class.
I believe it's the same thing, Ken, but Michelin star deals with restaurants.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So that's a new thing. I did not know that tire companies were associated with fancy restaurants.
Oh yeah.
Well, you wouldn't expect a beer company to be the Guinness Book of World Records. Same thing.
Really? The Guinness book is owned by the Guinness Beer Company?
Yep.
Jeremy told me that.
I didn't know that either. Damn,
But
dudes.
yeah,
Okay.
so Michelin sends out people to go to restaurants and whatnot to basically they have their own guidebook, and they have one to 3 star rating. 3 stars is the highest that you can ever get at. So if there are definitely 3 star Michelin, very high end place. You're paying like 50 or to 100 gold pieces a plate at these
Okay.
locations.
That's probably not where our bounty hunter would eat.
There's also the middle ground where your classical restaurant where like you go out to a dinners or some higher ups, some mid class restaurants, and then there's the lower class where it's like really dive bars. You can see you've been here maybe once or twice, and you've only been able to go to the very lower class and have like street food from like goblins or orcs.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I favor that particular restaurant over there. They call it Taco Bell, and that's kind of my favorite place to eat here.
You mean
What's
Chiquito
a
Gauls?
taco? I would definitely hit the street food. That street food's the best food.
Well, I think if a bounty hunter was carrying a slave with them, they probably would go. Is slavery allowed in this particular town?
You definitely walk around. You do see slaves, but this is not a place where slaves are bought and sold. Again,
Okay.
this would be a place for like a
I think he said throughout the whole country slavery is allowed, but
Yes.
the place we were just at is like the main. That's where you buy them, and that's where they.
that's one of the
That's
main
the
places.
factory.
Yes, this city is basically on food, and there is definitely a black market. Basically, people come here for shady deals and whatnot. This is like the central information hub, and for this
It's like Tortuga.
Well, where would a bounty hunter go from here? Would we have any inclination of that?
We should definitely look for one of those anime noodle places.
that would be something for you to figure out.
I think we should roam around, maybe see if we can figure out where the black market dealers would be.
Maybe we just walk around with a sign holding up. We hold up a sign that says "Looking for Sabo," and anyone who jumps out to attack us, we just knock them out and we can question them.
I think that'll attract too much attention. I'm not saying it's not efficient, but I think it.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. This is. I'm not. I'm not really a great investigator. So I will.
Chris, when you buy like a ticket to get on the barge, do they like keep a record, or is it just here's your ticket?
It's just here's your ticket.
I have an
Well-
11 intelligence and 11 charisma.
But
Yeah.
before we like leave the barge dock or whatever, I want to see if
Again,
Sabo's
I have
pretty.
a 0 intelligence and a -1 charisma.
Sabo's a pretty famous guy, so I just want to check to make sure that he didn't get on like another barge and go farther down the river.
Okay. Yeah, you could definitely go up to another bargeman or ask around that. You could give me an investigation check if.
I would like to inspire you when you ask this question.
Jig is going to hit the restaurants.
Inspire
He's
as in
hungry.
or inspiration.
As in Bardic.
You said investigation?
Yes. Okay. What's the bardic inspiration?
Roll 1d8.
You definitely talk to a bargeman. Not. I am aware that no barge has taken Sabo out of the city.
Okay, good. No, thank you. So I'll come back and be like, he didn't leave by the river, or at least by the big boat.
All right. So, Caradon, what are you doing?
Now that we're back on land,
No, actually, you're not on land. You're in the middle of a giant lake.
I would like to find somewhere where I can not be on water.
That would.
That's what I want to do.
This is a floating city.
Yes, this is a floating city.
Just go to the nearest bar and drown yourself in drink. Wrong. That was probably the worst way to phrase that.
Are there any libraries in town or places of study here?
You get the feeling if there is a place of study, it would be for culinary. There definitely would be probably a culinary school here. Nothing of really like educational, like academic wise.
Not a chef. Yeah, I'll just go find a tavern or something so I can drink and sleep and not think about being on water.
I mean, there are definitely inns. I mean, this is so people do need the rest and whatnot here, but
Yeah, I'll do that.
I think we should all. That should be our first thing for the entire party. Is basically set up where we're going to meet up.
so when you're looking for an inn, how quality of an inn are you looking for?
I'm looking for quality. I want some like red wine.
Carolyn's first question: is it leaking? Does it sink? Does it rock?
I want some sturdy shit for my inn, right?
Okay, Caradon, you definitely you cross so you're gonna have to go a little bit into the city a bit, and it's not gonna be on the edge. So you make your way towards you ask around, and it seems like there is a very nice hotel called
I wonder if they have any hotels that go below the water where you can look at the fish outside your window.
Oh, that would be so cool.
the Blue Wyvern.
Blue Wyvern. Check in.
Well, wherever we pick, we probably shouldn't pick separate places. I mean,
That's why
something did just try to steal your earring not too long ago.
Yeah. I don't think about that either.
Well, before we select this place, let's see how much it costs.
You guys go as a group to the Blue Wyvern. It is a tall, white square building. Again, very Egyptian agriculture. You see a door greeter open the door for you. Button up and whatnot with the hat and everything like that. You see some valets, kind of like taking people's luggage and escorting them up to their rooms. This is a very nice place.
I do not think the likes of us are welcome here.
Concierge?
Yes.
Well, we're travelers from across the continent, and well, not across this continent, across from another continent. We were hoping to, sleep in some decent lodgings in this place.
Of course. How many?
How many are there? 1, 2, 3. 4.
Would you like one room or two? And would that be a suite?
We'll do 2 separate rooms, and actually, yeah, suite would be fantastic.
Two suites, okay.
And that would run us.
That would be 150 gold pieces a night.
Oh,
Do you
Yes.
happen to have any entertainment or require any entertainment for the rooms by chance? As I flash my loot, I just suddenly look from behind Caradwin.
No, we're good, thank you. Galford, do you think this is a place where they don't have like people just walk in and say, "Can I perform?"
You see their in-house band approaching.
you have anything that's not 150 gold a night?
Um. Uh. All we have left are sweets by the looks of it. And, but we do have the only thing other than that would be the Pharaoh suite, and that's 500 gold a night. Think of it as as the presidential suite on the top of freaking in Vegas, the Caesar's Palace or whatever.
I think oh, would it be 150 for all 5 of us? That's a good question.
They go by the room, so 150 per room.
How big are these rooms? Are these like the big, like almost house size rooms?
That would be the
Pharaoh
Pharaoh
suite.
suite.
But the other suites would be able to hold all 5 of us, right?
Nope, there's 6 of us. Stig keeps just popping in and out.
Yes, there's 6 of us.
6 of us, yes.
Don't know why it does that, but deal with it.
Yes, you think one room could probably fit all you guys together.
We could do
Jordan,
one room,
please-
it'd be 25 gold
Can we
each.
please just shop around a little bit?
It's probably the sturdiest place. And it's so fancy that I don't have to think about the fact that we're on water. Again.
That's really expensive. I'm glad you guys have that kind of money.
I actually don't. That would run me pretty dry for a single night.
As soon as Caradwin says I don't, can I drag her out?
Oh,
We're leaving.
Then she takes offense as after Caradwin says I don't. Oh, well, why the hell are you here? Don't
I
waste my
cast one
time.
person on her, and then I walk away. I'm gonna leave her frozen for a minute for that comment.
So you guys kind of leave after you see Stig dragging Caradwin out of out of the Blue Wyvern.
Is there like a mid?
There are different levels. Think of it as the same thing as the restaurants between high end to motel rooms.
Too bad we didn't get that package deal that comes with the traveling. That includes the hotel for half the price.
When you guys arrived, you did see a lizard man trying to sell
Condos.
condos and everything like that. Yeah.
At the port, did they have like a list of hotels?
You could probably find a tourist brochure. There's definitely mid.
So I'm just like showing Caradwin, and I start from the bottom, and I'm just like say like stop when you are comfortable. It's like just tell me stop when you feel that acceptable.
Unless we're going to land, I don't feel comfortable. So it's up to you guys, honestly.
So if you're not comfortable in any way, perhaps we
It
should check
has to be sturdy enough that I'm not afraid of falling into the ocean in my sleep.
this
That's
one.
good.
And
'Cause
Stig,
we're over a lake, not an ocean.
Stig moves his finger from the bottom one to like the third from the bottom.
Nix is gonna push his finger like just 2 more up. That one.
So you are still
Okay,
in.
we'll check this one.
You're still like in the low, like Motel 6 range, So these will cost maybe a couple silver for a two bed room.
That's reasonable. I just want to make sure it locks.
Yes, it's a good idea.
Dig will look at Kedwin. Is this acceptable?
Sure. I just don't want to be on the river anymore. I'll make you go on water.
Kedwin, think of it this way. The sooner we find, looks around, Saba, the sooner we can get off the water.
Besides, you should enjoy yourself. Maybe one of the nice restaurants. You should try the food there. If we're not scrounging much money for the hotel, we can spend it on actually really good food.
But we are going to be headquarters here.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you meet up at the leaky. So the inn is called the Leaky Pot.
The leaky pot. I like it.
Was hoping to find a hotel that didn't have leak in it.
Well, it reminds us that we're on the water, which is Never mind. That's no fun at all, is it? Caradwin.
This is
Decidedly unfun. Decidedly the least fun that Caradwin's had in a long time.
Yes.
Alright, well, hopefully the rooms aren't 150 gold pieces a night here.
He said there are 2 beds per room, and it's like, what was it, 2 silver?
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite the price difference. I can afford that.
Yeah, instead of having a 6-person party room at the top of the penthouse, we've got normal accommodation.
Well, and maybe we can ask about, the common room of the inn or something and see where travelers passing
Just
through
reserve a conference room.
might stop and stay. Like bounty hunters and venturers and the like.
So now that we have a base of operations, we can all go out and see what we can find out.
I keep forgetting that in our search, none of us have actually gotten a description of the Saba.
Blue tiefling with a big hat.
Well, that narrows it down quite a lot.
Well, there aren't too many blue-skinned tieflings. That is pretty rare.
Perhaps you could send Cinder, and maybe Caradwin could send Morgan to...
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I don't want to tell you what to do with your...
No,
family.
the Cinder should definitely go scout. And actually, Cinder would even suggest that to Zin, because Cinder's also looking for her master. So yeah, I'll let Cinder go scout.
Zen, give me an insight check with Cinder. Not with Cinder. Zen, give me an insight check against Cinder. Basically, you're trying to read Cinder. Cinder's agitated. You know Aiden and Cinder have a connection.
All right.
So you think Aiden might be close.
Dig sees Cinder's agitation and he goes, "Yeah, Zin, can we just pause so we go eat? Can we eat something first?"
Yes, we can go eat. Cinder, if it would make you feel better, you can, go fly and check and see if you find anything, but please come back, at least every 20, 30 minutes and check in. So Cinder can go do some scouting because Cinder will just pick a fish up out of the river and eat that while we go eat.
I do have a suggestion. Don't have to take it. Maybe Morgan should go with Cinder since Morgan can communicate with Caradwin right away. That way, if something does go wrong, we'll get an instant alert.
Well, within 100 feet, but yeah, no, it definitely would be sooner because I can't commune with Cinder. I can do speak with animals, but I have to have the animal in front of me.
Yes, I also need the animal in front of me to speak with them.
Yeah, I can send them.
So Morgan and Cinder can go scout together because they're becoming buddies, I'm sure. They're like best friends now.
Well, with that settled, show us where this Taco Bell is.
I will lead my friends to the Taco Bell.
Also, what is a taco?
We're gonna find out.
You're about to find out. Maybe they make it.
Taco Bell? Is that why it's called that?
Maybe they make it with worm meat. You'll love it.
I bet tacos are incredibly difficult to bring down.
What is the difference in the place nearby that says Taco Time versus this Taco Bell?
Taco Time only exists in the Northwest, unfortunately. There are no Taco Times in California, and I was very sad to learn that.
Anyways, so you guys look out for basically a taco stand.
Yes, probably fish tacos.
Give me. You guys can do it as a individual or whatnot. What would this be? Not perception. Actually, yeah, I would say a perception, investigation, checks, whatever you want. Perception
Whatever
to
I want. Survival.
Between the two.
Athletics?
He did say whatever I want.
You know what I meant, Ken.
Yeah, I do. I make an Arcana check to find the Taco Bell.
You start scrying. You pull.
This is like the time when someone tried to do a persuasion check against an avalanche.
Man, I have this 6 investigation. Why do I keep rolling 8s?
Please don't follow me.
You guys.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, Mason. Investigation should be your thing.
I am sort of a cook though, so I am kind of excited to try these taco things.
So, okay, here's my question for you definitely can know where the taco stands mainly will be down in the Bronze district, the lower part of town. Still street food and everything like that. Is there a particular quiz? Yes, tacos, but I should say type of taco. Then you said fish taco, but does it matter who cooks it, like dwarf, goblin, or anything like that?
Stig was actually looking specifically for goblins.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Personally, I would avoid elves because they tend to do all the veggies and stuff.
You should know this because you're a food geek, but hawashi is a popular Egyptian street food, particularly in Cairo and Alexandria. It's basically an Egyptian taco.
That I did not know.
Host it.
It's called Egyptian hawashi. Here's a recipe. Chris is going to make it now. Here you go, Chris.
Yes, I am.
You should. It looks really good.
I have a book called Ancient Brews, and it talks about like I think one of them is an Egyptian brew that alcoholic drink you can make, and it goes into the history and everything like that. So Stig, you definitely find a street vendor, a goblin street vendor they're selling the goblin tacos, I should say.
Yeah, I'll go get some.
Are they made with goblin meat, or did goblins make them?
Goblins are making them.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, I don't know that I want to eat goblin. I don't feel like that's nice. That's a sentient creature.
I'm gonna kind of avoid elf cooks because elves stereotypically don't, they're like the veggie fruits and stuff, so I'll avoid those.
That's where
I'm gonna
Nick's
avoid. I'm gonna avoid the goblins because yes, they do use meat and stuff, but I don't know where that meat actually came from. That's like the mystery meat vendor. So I
It's
think
probably
dwarves would be the
it's
best.
probably sturge.
They probably traveled here and picked up whatever they could off the road and cooked it.
It's Roadkill Cafe.
But you guys are looking at that, and Stig will go up, and he's just like, "What's up, stink rat? What's be like what? It's like what died and picked you up off the back of your foot." But he's speaking in Goblin.
Okay. Yes, Nix. So what are you? Okay, what are you asking me? Because I'm.
So the way he says it is basically says, "What's up, little turd? What did you scrape off of your boot this morning? That's on that you're frying up. Basically, what are you cooking?"
And okay, this goblin, this goblin looks at you. He muffled gruffly. His apron is dirty. And
Please. That's so stupid.
what, David?
Oh, he's playing Destiny. He's not talking to
Okay, okay. I just heard him in the background.
you. It's our Destiny grind night, but I'm playing D&D with you fine fellows. And like
Meddlers of Mischief.
Meddlers of Mischief, yes.
Rat.
Ain't one of them plague rats, is it?
Unless you want it.
Oh yeah, I want it. I want it bloated and pusty, which is basically saying I want it spicy.
Okay.
Spicy and loaded with like, basically it's asking like a loaded baked potato.
He takes what seems to be like a piece of bread almost cut in half, stale. It's not. He grabs some shredded meat, and then after that he puts some green sauce on it, and he hands it to you, and he holds out his hand for a payment.
And I'm kind of like waiting for him to tell me how much.
He doesn't say how much, and you don't see a price. You get the feeling that this is a guy's. This is one of those cook. He's a cook that people avoid like.
It's a free sample. Don't complain.
So he mostly. You think he mostly gets like a copper piece or so, but
I'm just gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna hand him in silver, and I'll just dig in.
all right. He bites into the silver. Enjoy. And it's
the more you pay him, the less spit he'll put in.
It is a delicious rat taco with like a jalapeno and is what you want basically. It's a good street vendor taco.
Not exactly how they made it in Herman, but it's a little bit of home. And as I feast on this, I'll kind of just mention like goblins are known for getting into the dark crevices, and I was hoping that maybe he might assist me.
So you're trying to butter him up by sampling his food and whatnot.
Oh, I came for the food. The information is just a bonus. But I know that goblins are the little guys that you never see.
So you the rest of you guys, you see Stig pay this goblin a silver piece for a single taco, and Stig just he's enjoying it.
Yeah, Nyx is gonna go find something vegetarian.
Okay, Mason, you're looking for a dwarven restaurant. Gallenford, it seems like you're looking for an elven. Okay, Mason and Gallenford. First, I'll start with Gallenford. What type of elf?
I'm seeing if I notice anything from back home.
So you can give me again perception or investigation. You're not seeing anything Eladrin or whatnot. It's any Fey type food. At least not in the area you are in. You're in like the slums or whatnot. So if the party wants to split and go about their ways, they can. But I just right now I assumed you guys were all together looking for a taco stand.
Dig found what he wanted.
So Galford, do you think for Fey food you're gonna want to go into the higher the higher up place?
Okay, I'll wander for a little bit. I can message the others if I notice anything.
Okay, Caradwin.
I'll probably join Nyx and get some vegetarian stuff.
Okay, Zin.
Um, Gosh, I'm a druid, so I'm not gonna want to eat meat, not animal meat anyway. So I guess I'm going with Nyx.
So Caradwin and Nyx and Zin are going for a vegan vegetarian restaurant.
Correct.
Okay.
I want some falafel.
Stig,
Gluten free.
you found your taco stand. Mason, you said you were looking for a dwarven place. Are you looking for like a hill dwarf or a mountain dwarf?
Whichever one I come to first.
Okay. We'll do Caradwin, Zin, and Nyx. Give me perception or investigation checks for your. Okay, here's my first question: are you going upper class, middle class, or lower class food?
I'm okay with middle class.
Yeah, I want something besides what it was on a goblin's boot. So yeah, middle class sounds good.
Okay.
And fresh vegetables rather than the rotten cabbage and stuff that they would serve in the poor quarter.
Yeah, unless you guys know how to speak Goblin, you don't know what Stig said.
Yeah.
Okay,
First
Caradwin's.
time Stig's ever
Do I
spoken
speak
Goblin.
goblin? I might speak goblin. One of my languages. Nope, I don't speak goblin.
So Caradwin, Zin, and Nyx, give me perception investigation checks.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm not having a good day today.
You guys
Don't
definitely.
worry, Nix. I got you. I'll find the good foods.
You guys.
I think you already have a place in mind.
I have been here once or twice.
You definitely find a nice vegetarian vegan place run by some forest gnomes. They specialize both in raw and cold and grilled vegetable dishes. Um, uh, each a meal will technically cost you about 5 silver here. Mason, you give me a investigation or perception check. You find a good hearty mountain dwarf barbecue joint. Where it's roasted on an open pit. You see a whole pig just being rotated on a spit over coals. Gallenford, give me a investigation or a perception check. You find definitely a Fey place. This one is definitely a higher up location, high end. And you enter this one. This place, Galliford, will probably cost you 10 gold a meal. Mason. Yours would probably cost about maybe about a couple, maybe 5 gold. Depends on how big of the portions you want.
Okay, a little pricey, but okay.
I'll sit down for a meal and talk up the other Fey folk I see.
You don't see a lot of Fey folk. You definitely see higher up people, but this is like a restaurant where you go to sit down, and it's not like you go and talk to random people. This is a sit down restaurant. So if you go up to a person, they're kind of like, "Why are you interrupting my meal?"
So this will definitely be like some parts of home. So I will treat it as such and just order a meal that I recall from the Feywild.
Okay. Yeah, and they will definitely. Well, you look at the menu, and you definitely see what you have experienced before, and they bring it out. And this is definitely more fancier than what you've had than like than a normal. Think of the ratatouille dish in the movie when the guy he remembers his mom make it, but when he has it, it's this more fancier. Mason, you order like a good stout beer and a big old turkey leg and like a tomahawk steak. Caradwin, Nyx, and Stig. No, Caradwin, Zin, and Nyx. You're enjoying your fresh fruits and vegetables, and it has you have your own personal grill, so you can grill your own food in front of you for the vegetables.
Nice. I tend to like my veggies raw though, but that's fine. I'll grill some stuff for people if they want.
And Stig, you're just enjoying your nice taco. And the goblin will pull out what seems to be a beer from his cooler and hand you a cold one.
I need to plug in my laptop.
The the day goes on. You're enjoying your lunch. The sun is beginning to get darker. You guys have a plan, and now it's just a matter of finding information. And with that, we will end the session there.
All right.